PAX East, how we doing? Wow.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, I was going to say we didn't even have to do the, you can do better than that. Actually, that was pretty good for 11 a.m., I think.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty good. Well, hello, everyone. We're so happy that you're here. We are the members of the Slow Burn podcast. Welcome to the Rise of Cozy Gaming. We're going to be talking about all things cozy gaming, the history, what the heck it is, if it's your first time hearing about it. And yeah, it's presented by us. We have a weekly audio podcast it's on all the places, pretty much. If there's a place where you can listen to podcasts, we're there. New episodes come out every single week for free. And we also have a Patreon for bonus content like our after show as well. We're so glad that you're here. There are so many places you could be. So thanks for being here for a little bit. Who the heck are we? Some of you may be thinking, who are these people? I'm glad you asked. We co-host the Slow Burn podcast, but we're also cozy gaming content creators in our own spaces.
I'm Min, and I've never been with this many cozy gamers in a room, so this is awesome. Thank you for coming. I'm Min's Meadow on YouTube and Twitch, so you can find me there. And my tagline on the podcast is saying how excited I am to be there every episode, and I've never been this excited to see all of you in the room, so thanks for being here, guys.
My name is Patrick from Nintentalk. Thank you. Yeah, I have a channel where I talk about Nintendo, Animal Crossing, cozy games, so yeah, streams, everything like that, so thank you for being here.
Hi, everyone. My name is Payton. It's Payton with an A, not to be confused with Payton with an E or Payton with an I. Thank you. My channel is called Payton's Corner. I multi-stream on YouTube and Twitch, and I do lots of cozy gaming news, reviews, and I'm also chronically ill and cute, so I like to represent my chronic illness as well as being a person who loves cozy games. So now that you know us, let's talk about cozy games, shall we? Okay.
Can anyone name a cozy game?
You can just shout it out.
Shout it. All right, shut up. That was one noise.
Oh my god.
I heard Stardew.
I heard Echoes of the Plum Grove.
That was a good one. Any others? Couple more.
Coral Island.
Island.
Okay.
Sunhaven. Cult of the Lamb.
Dark Souls? No. That's not.
Fortnite.
Well, let's find out.
Wow. Now we're going to play a little game called Is This a Cozy Game? And we're going to read you a description of a game, and after I read it, I want you to yell and you tell me if you think it's cozy or not, and then I'll have you guess what the game is. Okay, so our first one, in this simulation game, you play as a possessed cult leader trying to create the one true cult. I'll throw in, you can also make your cult followers eat poop in it as well. So do we think cozy game, yes or no?
Thumbs up. Yeah.
Thumbs up.
Yeah?
Yes? Okay.
Yes?
No, you're bad at it. Does anyone know the name of this game? You could shout it out. Yes,
Let's go.
Good job.
You guys are pros. You guys are so pros. Okay, maybe this next one will be hard. We've got another one.
It's gonna be
All
tough.
right. In this game, you wash up on a deserted island, and you pay a home loan from a talking tanuki. Okay.
What? You guys,
It's
Is it cozy though?
Home loans are super cozy.
I love paying rent.
It's Animal Crossing.
Oh. But wait, there's more.
What about this one? This one can't be cozy. In this simulation game, you inherit your grandfather's farm after leaving your corporate office job. What game is it?
Wait, we had a couple.
Louder! Yes!
Okay.
Show of hands, has anyone never played Stardew? Security, can we
Sorry.
get them out, please?
There was a prerequisite. You have to log 100
That was a lot
hours
of
to get in
hands.
the door. Sorry.
Yeah.
No, but you're right. It is Stardew Valley. Good job. You guys are all pros, and you do happen to know some cozy games. So what about these things? Do you think these are cozy games? Yeah?
Well,
Well, some of them have things in them that may not be considered so cozy. Like, I remember when I played Dave the Diver, which I thought was a cute sushi making game, I had to violently harpoon a shark. It took me a little too long to be able to successfully do it, to be honest. It is a mood. But yeah, these games are also considered cozy games. We like to say all the time that we're not the cozy game gatekeepers, and cozy is an adjective, not necessarily a genre. So something may be cozy to you that may not be cozy to me, or to Min, or to Pat, and that's okay. So we're kind of, when we're talking about cozy gaming, we're talking about like a wide range of games with a wide range of themes.
Yeah. I think there's a line, too, of cozy versus comfort. You know, like Zelda Breath of the Wild. It's super cozy, it's a beautiful game, but there's guardians chasing you. So, yeah, I mean, my favorite game, Skyrim, you know, people wouldn't consider cozy, but every time I play, it's like my comfort game. So, yeah.
Yeah, something we've talked a lot about on our podcast too, games that are considered cozy, but maybe kind of are on the edge of what people typically think a cozy game really is, and yeah.
Yeah. And sometimes we'll play a game that is considered a cozy game and be like, how cozy is fighting to the death in the mines in Stardew Valley? Like, do I feel comfort here, or do I feel fear? Yeah. And it's kind of like a to each their own kind of thing.
Yeah.
But even though cozy is a wide, spectrum of games, we do have some things that typically you may see in a cozy game.
Yeah, so typically they tend to be open-ended, they tend to be somewhat cutesy at times. Life simulation games, Stardew Valley has a lot of that, the RPG elements, they tend to be play at your own pace, do what you want. That's kind of with that open-endedness. And yeah, the aesthetic style, the cutesiness, good music is a big one. You can probably hear the Stardew soundtrack and you're like, yeah, I know that song. A lot of like story-driven elements, things that make you feel something and touch you, and going into like puzzle gaming and stuff. There's a huge range of genres within this like umbrella of what typically makes a cozy game. Those are the things people typically think of.
Yeah. Yeah, it's tough because there's no like set definition, but I think when you say, oh, this is a cozy game, it sets expectations. So people kind of know, like even if there's not cozy elements, people are like, okay, this is the genre of game I like. So.
Yeah, I feel like when you're indulging in a cozy game, it's supposed to be as little like high stress as it can possibly be. Of course, there are moments where, you're going to have challenge. There's a difference between idle games and cozy games. There can definitely be cozy idle games, but cozy doesn't mean boring. So we don't want it to be like there's nothing going on, but it usually is a chill kind of, you can relax while you're doing this sort of vibe. So now we're going to talk about what makes a cozy game to us. Again, we are not the cozy game scholars, but we have played a lot of cozy games. And talking about some of the things that we like, some of our favorite games. Me personally, I really love narrative-driven games. I love feeling like I'm curling up with a book, but instead it's my Steam Deck or my Switch. So my favorite cozy game is Coffee Talk and Coffee Talk 2, which is anyone played Coffee Talk?
See a film?
If you haven't, you should. It's so good. It's so good. What I love about that game so much is it is story-driven, and it's a story that you can play multiple times because there are multiple character arcs. I also love games where I can decorate, so I'm a big Animal Crossing New Horizons person. Has anyone heard of that game? Yeah. Crazy. Wow. It was such a deep cut, I thought. And I really love farming sims. I love farming sims with a little bit of spice. If I could date someone, I'm in. If they're hot, better.
She's really in.
So I play a lot of games like that. Pat, what are you playing?
I'm an Animal Crossing boy. I love my Animal Crossing. Yeah, I love cozy games that let you kind of shape the world, customize the world. Terraforming was a big thing for me. We showed off Tiny Glade before. Like, I love games that I can play, you can play, and we have a totally different experience. So, and it just gives longevity to the games too. How long can I play this game? Story games are great, but like, can I do my own thing?
Yeah. And they're like pro decorators in Animal Crossing. I am not. I'm like a farming sim girly. I love it since Harvest Moon when I was a little sprout. And yeah, so lately I've been playing a newer game that's in early access, Fields of Mystria, which I really love. And
Does anyone play Fields of Mystria?
You heard of it?
Let's go.
Yeah. And Infinity Nikki, which is a newer game, and different for me, and I'm loving it, so yeah.
Yeah.
It's interesting. There was an interview the other day from Concerned Ape, who makes Stardew.
Have you heard of him?
We've heard of Concerned Ape.
Yeah.
He said that he doesn't consider Stardew cozy.
He said that it was a name that was thrust upon him,
Yeah.
which makes sense. And I've also heard people being like, it's not cozy at all. Like,
Yeah.
But he's like, it's just an RPG.
It's a farming RPG, yeah. But again, even if he doesn't necessarily agree, I think it definitely creates expectations. So
Yeah.
I think trying to run back to the farm before 2 a.m. is very cozy. I think it feels real to my real life, like, oh, I need to get someplace at a certain time or else I'm gonna just pass out. Okay, comforting. Okay, so now we're gonna talk about the history of cozy games. As defined by us, there is no set history. Cozy games have existed for a long time, but they just started becoming cozy kind of recently.
yeah, cozy game, like the term cozy games, I feel like is definitely a more modern buzzword. But Harvest Moon was doing it on the Super Nintendo. Show of hands, who is younger than Harvest Moon? 1996. Oh my God, you little babies. Yeah, it's funny because like Harvest Moon, even the original Animal Crossing, like I feel like even still, games take so much inspiration from games that were on the Super Nintendo, which is kind of crazy. Like Stardew, the biggest inspiration was Harvest Moon. So yeah, this is definitely not a new thing. You have Sims, 2000, like this has been around for a while.
I saw someone in the back, not to call you out, but I noticed you when you came in, who is a sim, and they have the diamond on their head, and I saw you, and I love you, and I think this is amazing.
Oh, it lights up! Oh my God.
That's awesome.
You're killing it. I love that.
So yeah, I mean, it started with games like Harvest Moon, and then we kind of go into like the modern era, which is like 9-10 years old at this point. Stardew kind of created like the Renaissance, because we've always had like Harvest Moon, Rune Factories, things like that, but I mean, Stardew blew up, and I feel like ever since then, we've had more modern offerings. And then 2020 happened.
Yeah.
I think I could be presumptuous here, but I think a lot of people either got into gaming or got back into gaming in 2020. I know myself especially, like I definitely played games a lot growing up, but then as I got older, I kind of fell off of my love of video games. But then in 2020, when nothing that remarkable happened in the world, a lot of us found a lot of time at home, and suddenly there was a very cute game where you can pay money to a tanuki on an island, and also maybe decorate, make some cool stuff, and just have a good time playing with your friends and trading and having that good time. And that's, of course, Animal Crossing New Horizons. And I feel like the blow up of Animal Crossing New Horizons then invited more and more and more cozy games, because I think Animal Crossing really broke, and we'll talk later about some like statistics about these games, really broke into not just like this cozy little space, but just like the mainstream, and so many people were playing it. And I think it showed, game developers like, hey, people are interested in this kind of thing. Like, video games don't have to just be one thing. They can be, not always high stakes or like super crazy violent. They could be cute, cozy, give you wholesome time and energy. So yeah, 2020 brought games like Animal Crossing New Horizons, and games like Unpacking, lots of indie cozy games that really started to rise up. And then now we kind of are in this really cool space where there's lots of farming sim games, there's lots of narrative games, but there's also more games coming up that are really exciting and interesting too.
Yeah. I think about in like 2021 is when I first heard the term cozy gaming. But yeah, now we're like in it, like in the heat of cozy gaming. It's ramping up. We have Concerned Ape making Haunted Chocolatier as we speak. I hope he's working on it
Right now.
And it's gonna get categorized in that cozy genre from the get-go, because no matter what kind of game it is, because his Stardew Valley. And we have a game like Witchbrook coming up, which kind of takes a spin off of like the life sim, farming sim genre, but it's a college setting where you're a witch, and it has the pixel art and all of that. And we have some like coming this month. Where Fantasy Life is this
Fantasy
month.
Life.
For real this time.
Yes, we hope so.
We hope.
Yeah, and like Rune Factory and those games, you could go play the demos here, but Story of Seasons, which used to be Harvest Moon. So we have some exciting things for the future, hopes for a new, what game, Pat? What game do you want?
Animal Crossing, please.
Yes, please. So.
And hopefully not in like 5 years.
Yeah.
Hopefully like reasonably soon.
Yes.
Yeah, I think 2020 was so huge because obviously Animal Crossing, people are at home, right? So there was a ton of gamers coming back to gaming, buying a Switch for the first time just for that. And I feel like the industry has shifted a lot, where it's like devs are like, we got to cater to those people because New Horizons doesn't get updates anymore. And these people have Switches. So you're seeing a lot. 2020, I think, out of all these years, besides the beginning, very pivotal in all these new cozy games coming out. So
I also think too, with handheld consoles, we started to see cozy gaming become more of a thing. For me personally, like I said, I'm chronically ill and cute, so sometimes I can't sit at the PC. I don't have an Xbox on my TV, so a lot of the times when I'm gaming, I want to be comfortable and I want to be laying down in my bed in like a ball and hold my Switch or my Steam Deck. And I think that happened to be something that a lot of people resonated with, especially in a time where there was so much uncertainty and so many negative things going on in the world. I think we saw more people run toward things that were like, dude, I can't do something crazy today. Don't leave me alone. I just want to talk to my little, cute little dog. I just want to throw mushrooms around. I want to plant some flowers. Like, I don't want to think about the destruction of the world that I'm living in. And yeah, I think it definitely saw a lot. And I think now more than ever, there are so many more cozy games. And I think a lot of that is because they've been popular. Like, these games have really, done some really big numbers.
Yeah, it works.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. Like, you think of the Switch, it's so successful, and the second best-selling game is Animal Crossing, behind Mario Kart, which we love Mario Kart. But yeah, it's Animal Crossing. I don't know if they expected that kind of sales. It's always been like a very niche franchise until recently. But 47 million, the Wii U sold 13 million, So.
Wait, can we get a show of hands how many of you have bought Animal Crossing New Horizons? Twice. Okay, now put your hand down. If you purchased a second Switch to play it again, okay, less people. All right, so not as many people are crazy like me. Okay. Good. Glad we're on.
How many Switches did you buy?
Okay, to be fair, one of them was a birthday gift. So technically, I just bought one, but I do own. How many do you own?
So let's go to the next slide.
Yeah.
Min, how many do you own?
Just one.
I
I have a
Flex.
Switch Lite.
I think 4. I was up to 4.
So 2.
You're up to 4
I think
Switches.
so. Yeah.
But
Don't
he
say it
doesn't
like that.
have the Animal Crossing limited
Legend.
edition one.
Yeah.
We were shocked by that. We're like, you're the Animal Crossing guy. You don't have that one? No, he's too cool. So.
Another one, obviously, being Stardew Valley, which 41 million.
It keeps going up. Like that number,
Yeah.
I thought it was at 30 million. It's
Yeah.
at 41 million. Maybe more. Maybe it went up a million
Yeah, and-
after this podcast.
Maybe after this. And especially from a solo dev, an indie game that kind of came out of nowhere. I was so surprised to see it had that many. Raise your hand, have you purchased Stardew Valley?
Wow.
A lot of people, yeah. I would ask if you bought it a second time, but
That's more.
Okay.
than
why?
Switch, yeah.
That's on multiple, to have it on multiple.
Switch, Steam
Ah.
Deck. Yeah.
Yeah, I've done that.
That's so interesting.
Yeah.
Wow. Wait, can I ask a off the script question? I'm kind of am interested. I know many of you probably have multiple ways you game, but just think about your main way that you like to play games. Raise your hand if your main way to play a game is on a Nintendo Switch.
Okay.
Okay. Raise your hand if your main way to play a game is sitting at a PC.
Let's go.
Okay. Thank you.
Other
Are there any Steam Deck people? Yes, or like Steam Deck adjacent, like any of those type of ones. Okay. And then how many of you are like Xbox, PlayStation? Okay.
Wow.
Wow, like a nice,
Pretty good mix.
a
Yeah.
nice variety in there. So yeah. So a lot of you have played Stardew Valley probably on all of those platforms. I love that.
And I think Stardew like started Pandora's box. You know, Pandora's box is open. There's so many like copies of Stardew. Some good, some not so good. But yeah, like when Stardew came out, indie games really started to take off, you know? And the fact that one guy made this, doesn't charge for updates, like this is definitely the king, I think. The king of, yeah.
Yeah. How many people was Stardew Valley your first farming sim? Okay.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a pretty big mountain.
I feel like that's starting to become the norm. It's people's first farming game they've ever played. And yeah, for the people like me who their first one was Harvest Moon, I always felt like it was a different experience being like, wait, Stardew Valley, you know, people will be like, oh, Fields of Mystery copied Stardew Valley. They're doing all this. And I'm like, well, Harvest Moon actually did that. So,
Tell 'em.
And then you have things like Unpacking, which is a very small indie game, getting 1 million. And
In just a year.
In
That's
the-
only
I
in
think-
1 year.
yeah,
yeah, and like 100,000, I think, in the first week, if I'm right. Something crazy like that.
like there are big developers and big companies that like put tons of marketing, you know, they have a huge team behind them, and they sometimes